Musician-comedian Martin Mull once said, "Talking about music is like dancing about architecture. The key word is about. You can talk about music, dance, or art, but it's difficult to describe in words. It's something that must be experienced." I am constantly amazed by the experience of the creative process, and I'm often surprised at the end result. For better or worse, music is highly subjective. All I can hope is that in the end, the music I create brings joy to the listener. The sound designer plans and provides the sound effects in the play. The composer writes the original music a show may require. All the music and/or effects in a play, considered as a whole, make up the soundscape. I feel that the music I create in exploration of migration and transformation could be the soundscape for this show. I made it my goal for the soundscape to transcend the physical space of the gallery, harnessing the power of electronic media to not only reflect the work of the artists, but create an immersive environment or event for the viewer. My strategy was to treat each piece as a window, to tap into its energy and project it into the gallery space. I began by making a list of topics related to migration: whales, great migrators, turtles and birds, an internal compass. Grids described longitude and latitude, escape to a better life, safety and freedom, the cosmos, satellites, Halley's comets, life cycles, tectonic movement, weather patterns, climate change, our concepts of time, and on and on. I compiled a library of related sound bites and audio clips, finding them in Creative Commons sources such as NASA and freesound.org. I spoke with Lynn and Cecile to learn more about their work. Lynn, for example, had been working on the show for some time. He was able to provide photos of work in development with working titles and the basic theme behind each creation. I ran with that, conducting additional research for each work and making musical sketches. When I was as far along as I could go, I contacted Lynn via Zoom and shared my thoughts. Lynn patiently elaborated or corrected my misconceptions about his work. Those conversations were pivotal in continuing. Cecile's work was more abstract and elusive. She had sketches and partial constructs, but the actual works would not be seen in their entirety until they were actually assembled, set up in the gallery as installations. Rather than visual cues, I had to rely more on our conversations and written descriptions she provided. My challenge, then, how to symbolize through music visuals of dandelion puffs floating in the air, a butterfly migration, boats with the journey, adventure, the crossing of seas, and the fluttering escape of a bird from a cage. Often, she would be able to tell me in short order if it was a thumbs up or a thumbs down for a theme. There was no better feeling for me than for her to say, "That's it. That's what I want." Most of us have experienced the physical effects of music. Listening to music is an easy way to alter mood or relieve stress. It has the ability to evoke powerful emotions. I wanted to link the music to the works of the artists. The big question was how to get from the physical work and transcend physical space through music. Spheres. Launched March 2nd, 1972. The Pioneer 10 spacecraft completed the first mission to the planet Jupiter. Thereafter, Pioneer 10 became the first of 5 artificial objects to achieve the escape velocity that would allow it to leave the solar system. It laid the groundwork for the Kuiper Belt studies, demonstrating that the giant planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, were not always where they are now, but migrated to their current orbits. Even our planets in our solar system have migrated. Attached to the antenna support struts on the Pioneer spacecraft was a gold anodized aluminum plaque. The plaque featured an illustration depicting the physical origin of the probe, Earth, and the beings who sent it, just in the off chance it might be found by an alien race. The illustration is found in a portion of Lynn's painting. Visually, 3 radiating spheres, mandalas, are featured. They overlap, representing aspects of our natural world, ideologies, and technologies. One sphere holds the illustration. It is discovered by the viewer, as if we are perhaps the alien race making the discovery. 2 additional spheres add greater context to our discovery, and a detailed, rich, vibrant overlay arcs through the middle, highlighting aspects of different cultures. Another, lesser-known element about the Pioneer project is that 2 gold phonograph records were included aboard both Voyager spacecrafts. The records contain sounds and images portraying the diversity of life and culture on Earth. The contents were selected for NASA by a committee chaired by Carl Sagan of Cornell University. The audio recordings, presuming that aliens, if they discovered the spacecraft, would have access to a turntable and know how to spin it at 33 RPM, contained a variety of natural sounds: surf, wind, thunder, and animals, including the songs of birds and whales. To this, the committee added musical selections from different cultures and eras, spoken greetings in 55 ancient and modern languages, and other human sounds, like footsteps and laughter, Sagan's own. I spent an immense amount of time in my first attempt placing these many original elements in a piece that turned out to be 10 minutes in length. It did not work. I puzzled about this until Cecile suggested I could think about the spoken word rhythmically. I thought about how these original recordings, now billions of kilometers outside our solar system, had taken place in the 70s. I applied a hip-hop beat as a background and shifted the audio elements to fall on the beats. I added elements of NASA communication with breaks between key events, and that was the basis for Mig Blue. Spheres, hello from the children of planet Earth. Freedom. This piece represents a bird once encaged, which makes the decision to depart or change from a situation that keeps it captive. Birds in Cecile's work usually represent a free spirit. In this audio selection, listen for the fluttering wings of our caged bird. The fluttering sound pans or moves from one side of your headphones to the other. The lightness of the drone in the background represents stability. The harp represents the freed spirit of the bird, and the listener hears its joyous song of release. QR technology. It felt wonderful to complete 12 audio selections for the show, but I had a huge challenge remaining. A common strategy for audio in gallery settings is to provide multiple interactive listening stations with attached headphones for visitors. Given global COVID restrictions, this was impossible. As a solution, I turned to QR, quick response codes, and web technology, HTML. The QR code is a type of two-dimensional matrix or a barcode. It was first designed in 1994 for the automotive industry in Japan. To the human eye, these are just small black squares arranged in a square grid on a white background. To an imaging device, such as a camera, however, the barcode is machine-readable. It is an optical label that contains information about the item to which it is attached. Surprisingly, pretty much any modern cell phone has the capability to read these codes. I went online to find an open-source QR code generator. I input the info for the audio link. I had previously uploaded the audio to my website. generated the QR codes, and asked gallery staff to attach the codes to the side of the labels beside select artist works. So, for this show, I chose a bring your own device strategy, or BYOD, where the viewer uses the camera on his or her phone and with earbuds or headphones accesses the QR links to listen to the audio compositions online at richmiller.ca. As a backup, I also placed a listening station in the gallery where the selections play on a rotational basis. This is simple DVD technology using a DVD player and a flat screen television, but it still works. In closing, I would like to thank Lynn and Cecile for allowing me to be an active participant in this exhibition. I couldn't have asked for better partners. And of course, Lana, Tia, Nick, and the rest of the staff at the Mann Gallery for their expertise. Thank you to the Arts Board and City for this wonderful facility and for allowing this exhibition to take place at this time. And to all of you, listeners, for sharing our experience. Thank you.